Hey everybody, Rob Swift coming at you. Today I'm going to teach you how you can wrap up your blues solos and also your verses in style using 5 classic turnaround licks. These are taken from my new course, the Blues Turnarounds Lick Pack, which is available at patreon.com/swiftlessons. There you can master all 20 phrases with my PDF study guide, Guitar Pro, and also Sound Slice. Link down in the description along with a promo code so that way you can save on my premium memberships. Let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, B7, A7, and here we go. Alright, so check it out. We're starting off hitting the open strings again. 1 N. Next, we're going to use these chord shapes. E7 with a G sharp in the bass. Then switch to diminish, and then find an E7 chord shape in its D position. Alright, so that first shape comes from the repertoire of Doc Watson. We've got frets 6, 7, 5 with the index finger, 7 with the pinky on the high E string. We're going to play the D string, G string, followed by an upstroke with the middle finger using the pad of the finger. Alright, try sliding into that position. With those open strings, 1 and 2 and Next, we're switching to diminished. It's going to be a G diminished chord. Frets 5, 4, 5, 4. Same picking. Take it down a half step. Then, right as beat number 1 comes in, you're finding an E7 chord shape. Frets 2, 4, 3, 4. Just a D7 chord, moved up a full step. Alright, so far you got 1 and. Alright, now we can walk up to the B7 chord, 0, 1, 2, and strum through. Maybe fill in the space with an up, down, up. Alright, now one last little detail here. The way you walk up to the B7 chord is important, and you want to know what beat you're playing it on. You could play it like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or delay it a little bit, Stevie Ray Vaughan style, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 2 very common options right there. Alright, put all that together and we got 1 and 2, 3, 4, A7. And the turnaround. And real slow. Okay, so we're starting off stating the chord. Barring the A major chord with our index finger, I'm hitting the root note, and then doing an upstroke with my middle finger, hybrid picking, on the B and G strings. Next, we're going to alternate. A triplet, 5th frets of the D and the high E strings, using my pick and middle finger once again. Now, as you descend down on the D string, you can just play 8th notes until you get down to the 2nd fret of the D string, that E note. From there, we're going to do some cross picking over an E7 chord. Alright, breaking that up, we're playing the root note followed by the major 3rd, hammering onto the 1st fret of the G string. High E string plucked with my ring finger, back to the root note, then finding the dominant 7, B string, 3rd fret, plucking that with my middle finger. From there, we're just filling in the space with an up, down, up. You put all those elements together and we have turnaround number 6. And that's a turnaround that you can take with you key to key. For example, if you're playing in the key of C, you could just take that triplet and move it to the 8th fret position. So C major, just like that. And then apply that cross picking action to a bar chord shape instead. All right, but in the key of A one more time. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and the resolve. Here we're going to be combining a wider array of lead and rhythm techniques, and also I'm going to share with you a more interesting method for moving between the 5-4 change, something like this. From there, we'll combine our major and minor pentatonic scales for a turnaround that's more lick-based. Followed by the resolve. All right, so one more time, get it into your ear, starting from the 5-4. And 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Okay, so we're starting off with that same cross picking pattern over the E7 chord. All right, so that was E, E, hammer onto the G string, high E string, back to the root note, then the 3rd fret of the B string by itself, the dominant 7. All right, from there, we're going to walk up. All right, that was 4, 2, 4. I believe we've done that before, right? Put those two things together, we got. Now notice how I can squeeze in that upstroke on the open strings. Rake in. Before, go into the D7 chord, bass, up, down, up, and playing. All right, a little bit of a rockabilly feel here. 7th fret of the D string, hammering on 5 to 6, that's minor 3rd to major 3rd. Then 5-7 on the B string. Before jumping into the next measure, we're going to be barring over the 5th frets of the B and the high E string, sliding in Chuck Berry style. I'm picturing my minor pentatonic scale, my major pentatonic, or you could also think about it as minor blues scale, with the addition of that major 3rd, which is really the holy grail of major soloing. All right, so that lick again. All right, once you've gotten this far, you can hit that again before. Descending chromatically. I'm gonna picture my upper extension of that minor blues scale. I'm grabbing the 9th fret of the G string and 8th fret B string. Triplets. Descending. Before, barring the 5th fret of the G and B string, hammering onto that major 3rd, and then go into the root note, A, as the A chord comes in. That's going to be the 7th fret of the D string. From there, my trusty 9 chords, F9, E9 filling in the space, and then dragging that same shape to the 12th fret. A is now my root note, making this an A9 chord shape. The lead elements, the turnaround, should sound like this real slow. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and. And you put all those elements together, starting from the 5-4 change. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1. Starting with this old gem that I like to apply to kind of a laid-back version of driftin' blues. Looks and sounds like this. A 3, 4 and. I'm drifting and drifting, just like a ship out on the sea. I'm drifting and drifting. All right, so on and so forth. All right, one more time, get that into your ear real slow. And then back to the one chord you go. All right, so we're starting off grabbing a G major chord. All right, you can kind of play it like this, but all you're gonna need is the 3rd fret low E string and the 3rd fret high E string. Middle finger and ring finger work best. We're gonna do a double pluck. All right, for this technique, we're gonna be using the pick, the middle finger, and the ring finger. I'll do the double pluck with the pick and ring. All right, from there, with the middle finger, I'm gonna pluck the open G. So 1 and. Next, I'm heading to the 2nd fret of the A string, keeping that high G note. I'm gonna do a double pluck and then the high E string by itself. So far you have 1 and 2 and. Next we're gonna play. All right, that was 3 and 3 of the A and high E strings, finishing with the open high E string. All right, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so we're just walking up the A string. Now I'm on the 4th fret of the A string and I'm still holding the 3rd fret high E string, but I've switched to my index finger. Finally, we're gonna find the root note of the 5 chord, D, on the 5th fret of the A string. All right, so the walk up. All right, and then the high E strings kind of create in a melody line. Hit the open D string before. Sharpen your D7 chord in open position. Up, down, up to finish this turnaround. And of course, you can use other versions of your 5 chord as well. For example, this 9 chord variety here in the 5th fret position. All right, put that together and we have turnaround number 11. Looks and sounds like this. A 3, 4, and. Now for this one, we're gonna be turning up the heat. We're gonna be picturing our 1 chord, our 5 chord, and also their overlapping blues scales with the major 3rd, both in C and also in G. Looks and sounds like this, coming out of the 5 to 4. 1, 2, 3, G7, the F chord, and turnaround. And real slow. Okay, so I'm starting off picturing the C major chord. I'm gonna grab its major 3rd and its highest root note. I'm gonna double pluck and slide in before plucking the high E string by itself with my middle finger. Take that shape down a full step and do a triplet. All right, then, still in the same measure. All right, we're just finding 5 and 5 and 4 and 4. Now, from here, I'm gonna picture the 5 chord G major. I'm gonna picture its overlapping blues scale with the major 3rd. And we're gonna play. All right, classic rock stuff right here. I'm going to the 3rd frets of the B and the high E strings, sliding in, doing a downstroke and an upstroke. I'm gonna descend down the minor pentatonic, minor blues scale, whatever, before hammering on to the major 3rd. Now from here, I'm going to switch back to visualizing C major and its overlapping scales and play basically the same lick. But this time I'm going to go to the root note C. So just transposing the lick across chords, that's a great way to really stretch your vocabulary, right? Because what works one place works every place on the fretboard. Just move it fret to fret. All right, put all that together and we have a really cool lead-based turnaround. A 1, 2, 3, the 5 chord, the 4 chord, and the turnaround. All right, and you can go to this root note or that high root note. The choice is yours. One more time, real slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and a 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and 2, 3, 4, and... All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this series. If you're looking for some more complete courses, you can find them at patreon.com/swiftlessons and also at swiftguitar.com. Until next time, this is Rob coming at you from the Jersey Shore, saying happy picking.